That fame that all hunt after in their lives live registered upon our brazen tombs, and then grace us in the disgrace of death. Therefore, brave conquerors, our late edict shall strongly stand in force. Navarre shall be the wonder of the world. Our court shall be a little academy, still in contemplative and living art. You three, Baroon, Dumaine, and Longueville, have sworn for 3 years' term to live with me, my fellow scholars, and to keep those statutes that are recorded in this schedule here. Your oaths are passed, and now subscribe your names. Subscribe to your deep oaths, and keep it too.
I'm resolved. 'Tis but a 3 years past. The mind shall banquet, though the body pine.
My loving lord, Dumaine is mortified. The gross manner of these world's delights he throws upon the gross world's baser slaves.
I can but say their protestation over. So much, dear liege, I have already sworn. That is to live and study here 3 years. But there are other strict observances, as not to see a woman in that term, which I hope well is not enrolled there. And 1 day in a week to touch no food, and but 1 meal on every day beside, the which I hope is not enrolled there. And then to sleep but 3 hours in the night, which I hope well is not enrolled there. Oh, these are barren tasks, too hard to keep. Not to see ladies, study, fast, not sleep.
Your oath is passed. You pass away from this.
Let me say no, my liege, and if you please, I only swore to study with your grace and stay here in your court for 3 years' space.
You swore to that, Baroon, and to the rest.
By yea and nay, sir, then I swore in jest. What is the end of study? Let me know.
Why, that to know which else we should not know.
Things hid and barred, you mean, from common sense?
Aye, that is study's godlike recompense.
Come on, then. I will swear to study so. To know the thing I am forbid to know is thus to study where I well may dine, when I to feast expressly am forbid, or study where to meet some mistress fine, when mistresses from common sense are hid, or, having sworn too hard to keeping oath, study to break it and not break my troth. If study's gain be thus, and this be so, study knows which else it should not know. Swear me to this, and I will ne'er say no.
These be the stops that hinder study quite, and train our intellects to vain delight.
Why, all delights are vain, but that most vain, which with pain purchased, doth inherit pain, as painfully to pore upon a book, to seek the light of truth, while truth the while doth falsely blind the eyesight of his look. Light seeking light doth light of light beguile.
How well he's read to reason against reading.
Proceeded well, to stop all good proceeding.
He weeds the corn and still lets grow the weeding.
Baroon is like an envious, sneaping frost who bites the firstborn infants of spring.
Well, say I am. Why should proud summer boast before the birds have any cause to sing?
We'll sit you out. Go home, Baroon. Adieu.
No, my good lord, I have sworn to stay with you. I'll keep what I have sworn and bind the penance of each 3 years' day. Give me the paper, let me read the same, and to the strictest decrees I'll write my name.
How well this yielding rescues thee from shame.
Item, no woman shall come within a mile of my court. Hath this been proclaimed
4 days ago.
Let's see the penalty. On pain of losing her tongue, who devised this penalty?
Mary, that did I.
Sweet lord, and why?
To fright them hence with that dread penalty.
A dangerous law against gentility. Item, if any man be seen to talk with a woman within the term of 3 years, he should endure such public shame as the rest of the court can possible devise. This article, my liege, yourself must break. For well you know, here comes an embassy, the French king's daughter, with yourself to speak. A maid of complete grace and majesty, about surrender up of Aquitaine to her decrepit, sick, and bedrid father. Therefore this article is made in vain, or vainly comes the admired princess thither.
What mean you, lord? Well, this was quite forgot.
So study evermore is overshot.
We must of force dispense with this decree. She must lie here on mere necessity.
Necessity will make us all forsworn 3,000 times within a 3 years' space. For every man with his affects is born, not by might mastered, but by special grace. But I believe, although I seem so loath, I am the last that will last keep his oath. But is there no quick recreation granted?
Aye, that there is. Our court, you know, is haunted with refined traveler of Spain. A man in all the world's new fashion planted, that hath a mint of phrases in his brain. One who the music of his own vain tongue doth ravish like enchanting harmony. How you delight, my lord, I know not I, but I protest, I love to hear him lie, and I will use him for my minstrelsy.
Armado is... Gustave this way, and he shall be outfolded, and so, study 3 years is much short.
Yeah.
Which is the Duke's own person? This fellow, what wouldst? Oh, I myself reprehend the Duke's own person, for I am his Grace's Barbaro. But I would see him in flesh and blood. This is he! Oh, Signor Armadoun commends you. There's villainy abroad. This letter shall tell you more.
Sir, the contents thereof are touching me. A letter from the magnificent Armado.
How low, sir, over the matter? I hope in God for high work.
The matters to be, sir, as concerning Jaquinetta. The manner of it is, I was taken with the man.
In what manner?
In manner and form following, sir. All those 3. I was seen with her in the manor house, sitting with her upon the form, taken following her to the park. Which, put together, is in manner and form following. Now, sir, for the manner. It is the manner of man. For the form, in some form.
Will you hear this letter with attention?
If we would hear an oracle!
Such is the simplicity of man to hearken after the flesh.
Great deputy, the Welkins vicegerent and sole dominator of Navarre. My body's earth's god and soul's fostering patron.
Not a word of costard yet.
So it is.
It may be so, but if he says it is so, he is, in telling true, but so.
Peace!
Be to me in every man that dares not
No
fight.
words!
Of other men's secrets I beseech you!
So 'tis besieged with sable-colored melancholy, I did commend the black oppressing humor to the most wholesome physic of thy health-giving air, and as I am a gentleman who took myself to walk, there did I see that most obscene and preposterous event that draweth from my snow-white pen the ebon-colored ink that here thou viewest, surveyest, beholdest, or seest. There did I see that low-spirited swain, that base minnow of thy mirth,
Me?
that unlettered, small-knowing soul,
Me?
that shallow vassal,
Still me?
as I remember the swain Costard,
Oh, me!
sorted and consorted, contrary to thy established proclaimed edict and continent canon, which with, but with this passion, I say wherewith,
With a wench.
with a child of our grandmother Eve, a female, or for thy more sweet understanding, a woman. Him I, as my ever-esteemed duty pricks me on, have sent to thee the meed of punishment, by thy sweet grace's officer, Anthony Dull, a man of good repute, carriage, bearing, and estimation.
Me, and shall please you, I am Anthony Dull.
For Jaquinetta, so is the weaker vessel which I apprehended with the aforesaid swain. I hold her as an example of thy law's fury, and shall at the least of thy sweet notice sentence her to trial. Yours in all compliments of heart-burning, heat of duty, Don Adriano de Armado.
This is not so well as I looked for, but the best that ever I heard.
Aye, the best for the worst. But, sirrah, what say you to this?
Sir, I confess the wench.
Did you hear the proclamation?
I confess much of the hearing of it, but little of the marking of it.
It was professed a year's imprisonment to be taken with.
I was taken with none, sir. I was taken with a damsel.
It was professed damsel.
This was no damsel neither, sir. She was a virgin.
It is so very too, for it was professed
If
virgin.
it were, then I deny her virginity. I was taken with a maid.
This maid will not serve your
This
turn.
maid will serve my turn, sir.
Sir, I will pronounce your sentence. You shall fast a week with bran and water.
I'd rather pray a month with mutton and porridge.
And Don Armado shall be your keeper. My Lord Baroon, seated and delivered o'er. And go we, lords, to put in practice that which each to other has so strongly sworn.